Hey everyone, what's up? Rob Mods here. This one I've been wanting to do for quite a while. I've had this idea for a bit, and so here we go. Let's do it. One of the things I wanted to talk about after a year and a half of playing this game and a lot of your shop episodes, a lot of coaching other people and just seeing other people's gameplay and seeing people ask questions and all that kind of stuff. I just want to address what I feel is some of the most common mistakes, the things that I see over and over and over again, that people are either missing or just doing incorrectly or inefficiently. So hopefully I can help some people out. First one, let's do it. Putting too much time into heroes before level 46 or level 53. So when you have the lower tier heroes, a lot of people are going to be spending gems to reroll skills. They're going to be spending gems to legendary gear and get enchants and all that kind of stuff. And the reality is that all of those heroes you're going to want to reroll once you hit a high enough level to unlock the highest tier. So when you get into the level 50s, you unlock the ability to have the highest tier of hero. So you're going to be able to get your geomancers, you're going to be able to get your berserkers, and you're going to be able to get your dancers. And so those heroes are going to be the ones that you're going to be sticking with long term. They're going to be the ones that you actually want to reroll skills on and get to be really powerful. But spending anything on heroes before that point, other than just to the point of being able to like kill bosses and get components, is pretty much a waste. Do the best that you can not to put anything into heroes other than just what you need to get components and get your quests done. Number two, hoarding items. Going off of that last point is I see so often where I look at people's inventory and they have so many random low tier high quality items like legendaries and epics and stuff that sure, it's nice when you have like low level heroes that you can just press optimize and they just have legendaries on them, but reality is that it's not an efficient use of space. Space is a huge thing in this game. You're not going to get a ton of value out of those items anyways. The longer the game goes on, the more of those types of items are in the game. People are not going to give you more than a couple gems for a legendary tier 3. You know what I mean? So it's probably in your best interest just to sell that item, get what you can out of it now, clear out that inventory space, and give yourself some more flexibility in gameplay. Number 3. Spending ascension shards too early. This is a huge one. Ascensions are the most important thing in the game, in my opinion, for long-term gameplay, and it's honestly the most rare and valuable item that you can have. These ascension shards are like gold. They are gold or yellow, but they are the most important thing in this game. They're the most rare thing, the thing that's going to take the most gems to get, the most time to get, the most events completed to get these up. And I just spent over 2,000 a couple of days ago to finish all my ascensions. But spending those things early is the worst move that you can do. There's two options. One is to just work on getting 15 stars as cheaply as possible in as many lines as you can off the bat so that you can get the energy discount and be able to sell items more efficiently. So that's one option. Second one is just straight up save them as long as you can, because you're going to want to be ascending the items that you're crafting long term. Like these 3 items are items that I'm going to be crafting for months to come. Every day. These are going to be my staple crafts, the ones that I craft over and over and over and over. And so for me, having these 3 items ascended so that I have the resource discount, the component discount, the multi-craft chance, that's going to allow this craft to be a lot more profitable. So you're going to want to have your highest tier, your tier 9s, your tier 10s, your best in slot items, your pack items. That's going to be what you want to ascend, unless you're ascending every item in the game and you want to spend that much. But saving your shards so that you can actually ascend the 4 items that you're going to be crafting long term makes the most sense. And also specializing your ascensions and saying, okay, in bows I want to get 5% surcharge value, so every time I surcharge a bow I'm getting 5% more gold. That's the most important ascension that you can get. Is your main staple crafts and sales are going to have the additional value, and so really specializing in something, focusing there, getting as many stars as you can, and having your normal crafts at the high tiers ascended is going to be priority, not just sporadically spending them whenever you get them on whatever you're crafting at this time. So that's a huge mistake that people can do. Number 4, going off of that last point, spending ascension shards too early, is spending gems too early. Gems are one of the other things that's, you know, just so important, something that can be quite hard to come by and take a lot of time to get unless you're willing to just spend the money on it, right? I see a lot of people spending gems on like whatever, re-rolling skills or opening low-level chests or buying legendary low-level equipment or just silly things that you don't need to be spending gems on. And so you saving your gems to being able to get, you know, your full shop expansion, everything there, getting your extra 80 furniture slots, rushing furniture upgrades, getting additional crafting slots, like all 12 that I have, getting additional market slots. Like there's so many things, getting additional quest slots, getting additional heroes. Like there's so many things that you can unlock that are going to be profitable long term, that are going to contribute to you growing into the end game well. And there's a lot of things that you can spend gems on that don't do that. So I would say your first major gem purchase is probably going to be the 8th expansion. It's 4,000 gems, but once you hit level 60 or 65, whatever it is, to unlock the 7th expansion with gold, hopefully by that point you're able to save 4,000 gems and get your 8th expansion right away. I probably spent 200,000 gems or more getting a max shop, getting max energy, getting everything that I need, unlocking every slot in the game. So spending gems early on things that aren't necessary and aren't going to push you towards endgame is one of the biggest mistakes that you can make. So definitely be very mindful of that as you play. All right, number 5, trying to progress too quickly. I see a lot of people with a really low energy count that aren't remotely close to reaching endgame that have, let's say, 1,500 energy, and they're trying to sell tier 9 items that are, you know, 800 or 900 energy. But trying to sell an item that's 70% of your total energy is going to be incredibly inefficient. You're going to be spending way too many items trying to discount to get up to that energy count. You're going to be spending a ton of customers to try to get there. And in the end, not really making much out of that item compared to what you could just sell it in the market for. People who don't have high bin levels and have so many bins out just to have a high enough resource cap in order to craft something, where it doesn't make sense. You don't even have tier 5 mastered yet you're trying to craft a really high tier of item. The game progresses at a natural pace. The game allows you to master items to get your heroes up to a certain point, to get your guild up to a certain point, so that over time you have more things unlocked and you're able to continue to do things efficiently at whatever level that you're at. But I'm telling you that if you are sitting at 1,500 energy and you're trying to craft and sell tier 9s, tier 10s, then you have tried to progress too quickly. That you shouldn't be trying to sell tier 9s until you have at least 3,000 energy. You shouldn't be trying to sell tier 10s until you have like 5,000 or 6,000. Like it's just so inefficient to try to be progressing really quickly and just have the highest tiers when honestly you're not probably making as much money as you think you are. I just want to show an example. Like you search for something like this and you see 1.7 million. It's like, wow, that it seems like so much gold. But if you have a really low energy count and it takes you 6 discounted items to get there, and you've gone through, you know, 10 customers with all the backfires just to get to that amount, and you could have just sold 5 items for 250k and actually made a good profit off of those instead of just trying to see a high number, that's going to make a lot more sense in your gameplay. So allow your gameplay to progress naturally. Number 6, not rushing crafts to keep resources low. This is a huge one. If your resources are max, like you can see my herb and my oil is max. If those are max, you're losing money. As you're crafting, as you start new crafts, as you're making things, you are making money. That's one of the biggest ways to make money in this game. And if your resources are sitting there at max just because your timers aren't up, then you're losing money. One of the biggest priorities is going to be making sure that you're rushing crafts as much as you can, spending that energy, small talking, selling, discounting, doing whatever you need to do to rush crafts, and then to make sure that you are spending the resources so they're not sitting at max. Especially when you're playing actively and you're able to sit down for a period of time and play, that you want to keep your resources as low as you can, so that you're crafting as efficiently as possible. And last but not least, number 7, the biggest mistake that I see people make is having too many resource bins out. I only have this many bins out because King's Caprice is on, like I said. But normally I try to have only one of each tier 1 out, one of each tier 2 out, and maybe 2 of each tier 3 out. But as soon as I can, let's say, store these, just by that little change, I have an extra 300 or 416 energy. So if I was able to put away the majority of these, and put out a lot more racks, I could still be crafting just as efficiently if I was keeping on top of it, because these bins have enough in one bin to still be crafting these items. So if I were to put away all of these except one of each and put out all of my furniture, I would have over 7,000 energy still instead of the 3,800 that I'm working with. Using your slots as efficiently as you can is ideal. You can get up to crafting tier 9s, never getting a second bin of anything. That is possible. But I see people that only have like 5 or maybe 6 shop expands that have like 3 of each tier 1 and 2 of each tier 2. It is a complete waste. At that level, if you're only crafting tier 5s or tier 6 items or even tier 7 items, whatever, those things craft so quickly, you don't have a ton of crafting slots. Like, you don't need that much resources banked up all of the time. Like, everything that you want to do in terms of playing this game as quickly and efficiently as possible is to have as much energy as you possibly can. And pretty much every time when someone says, hey, come look at my shop, check it out, give me your opinion, 90% of the time I say, put bins away. Put one of each tier 1 and one of each tier 2 bin away. And that'll give you 8 more slots. Put out 8 more bins. You can have a few hundred more energy depending on their levels. Even if they're level 1, that's fine. Put them out and start upgrading them. Those are all the things I wanted to cover. Hopefully it made sense. If I missed some, please let me know. Love to hear your feedback on it. Hopefully this helps you out and allows you to be able to play more efficiently and enjoy the game a lot more. So anyway, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace out.